Hi, I'm Joshua Spodek. You might know me as the guy who's been living off the grid here in Greenwich Village, Manhattan, for a year and a half now, still going. In a world where people say individual action doesn't matter, only governments and corporations can make a difference on the scale that we need, it's easy to think, why should I do anything? It's not going to make a difference. But this view implies we don't want to do it. Imagine, as I've found, that living more sustainably is actually more fun, creates freedom, creates connection and community. I lead workshops in teaching what's now called the Spodek method, which is a way to create a mindset shift in someone, followed by a process of continual improvement, to where they enjoy and find the fun and freedom and health and security in living more sustainably. And when they find that, they don't just want to do it themselves. They want to share, not obligation, you have to do this or else, but they share fun and freedom and joy. So imagine people creating a movement, enjoying, finding freedom and fun in living more sustainably. And for that matter, when we know that we're going to make a difference on a big scale, we don't shy away from looking at the challenges facing us, because there are big challenges facing us. Most people look at that and say, don't tell me about it, I don't want to know. What if we said, I want to make a difference? You're about to see some testimonials, some cases of people who took the summer workshop in the Spodek method, and they're sharing their experiences. Now, in a TikTok world where everything's 30-second sound bites, nuance and complexity, people sharing their vulnerabilities, takes a bit more time. So when you watch these, pay attention to what they're saying, but think of where it's coming from. See if you can connect with the changes that they went through themselves and their personal growth, with each other, the changes that they went through, the community that they developed, and what they want to share. Because I think you'll see that they want you to join them. See if you don't see in them passion, desire, wanting you to come aboard. Now, you're interested. If you see this and think, I want to go through that transition too, you can take one of the workshops as well. Contact us. Enjoy watching, and thank you.
Hi, my name's Evelyn Wallace, and I am a fierce advocate and enthusiast of the Spodek method. I was skeptical at first, for sure. I didn't understand what sustainability had to do with my life. First, I experienced a mindset shift. In that mindset shift of looking at the world differently and my own behavior differently, we played a Spodek method game where I agreed to host a dinner party where I would cook packaging free. I call it I call it vegan mash, but it's just the yummiest food you've ever had, all together. It's so good. It's so I hosted a dinner party. I invited my friends over, my housemates, packaging free, and I made a feast. And when the dinner was finally served, one of my friends who is amazing in the kitchen, we call her a kitchen witch because she's just good at it. She's eating it up, and she's like, oh my goodness, I could eat this all the time. And I said, yeah, you could, you should. Thank you, Spodek method. And I look forward to continuing the trajectory of personal growth and systemic change.
Hi, my name's Beth Bailey. When I awoke in the middle of the night to the Milky Way aligned with the canyon walls above me, and it was an incredible experience that almost brought me to tears, that made me feel like I'm part of a much bigger universe than my everyday awareness, and that felt reassuring to me. The Spodek method for me is a way that we connect those deepest emotional experiences in nature that nature evokes in us to action. Action that's founded in that awe and joy and wonder and smallness. And so it comes from an internal place, not an external place. It's really about a conversation that we have with each other about nature's inspiration to us and how to use the inspiration. I found a carbon calculator online, and when I calculated my contribution of carbon from flying alone in 1 year, that slapped me in the face and made me realize that I needed to think about things differently than I had been. I will only travel once instead of several times. I can't walk into a store anymore without seeing plastic and garbage. So I don't buy anything that I don't need. And I've cut down my garbage by about 80% a week. I also started composting, so that took care of what a great deal of our garbage had been. And so I take a table and two chairs, and I have a little sandwich board that invites people to sit down and have a conversation with me if the environment is something that they care about. So I will continue doing that and finding ways to engage and develop community where I live to encourage, inspire, and sustain. I will also maintain a relationship with the group, continue to grow my ideas and my self reflection about how to live a more sustainable life.
One that comes to mind immediately is being in the Canadian Rockies and just the sharpness of the peaks of the mountains up there, the quiet, the enormity of the sky. I just noticed the plastic around me a lot more. It's plastic containers all around me all the time. Now, I feel somehow just more aware of that plastic being there and more like I have some bit of a voice in changing it. I'm still saying I'm going to lead by example, but now I feel like there's actually a visceral sense of my example being as physical and tangible as those plastic cups and containers and to-go boxes that are all around me. The most tangible thing is I made sauerkraut the other day. I don't have time and I don't have energy, and I would have just let it go, trusted it'll work out well enough. And it's beautiful. It's there in that glass jar. I can see I have the cloth on the top, but I left it so I can see the side. I can see it, fermenting. And I feel like this really beautiful sense of satisfaction every time I look at that. I'm going to keep listening to my joy. Let me make space for my joy and for the part of this that is connection to other people. I'm going to keep involved in this community. I'm going to keep being in this community of the group of us in the class. The leadership, as I understand it now, is really is within that. It's a kind of communicating. It's a social and emotional thing, not a power dynamic.
Hi, I am Inya Yang. Let me take you back to 1997. That was when I saw a humpback whale up close for the very first time. The sheer size and the majesty of this incredible creature, along with her playful cub and their graceful surfacing, was simply magical. I will never forget the powerful sound of the mama whale's breathing. I felt connection. I synchronized with their breathing and motion. I was so close, I could reach out and touch her. It was a moment of a deep bonding, gentle nurturing, immense respect and love. I shed a tear. That experience truly lit a fire in me, sparking my passion for caring for nature, animals, the ocean, and the ecosystem around us. Let's talk about the Spodang method. This approach has really heightened my awareness of taking meaningful actions. It's about channeling my ongoing efforts to preserve nature with a sense of joy, focusing on those small yet accumulative positive impacts throughout my daily actions. It perfectly aligns with my desire to make a difference, and with it, I feel hopeful. I am boosted to continue dedicating myself to educating young people and communities about caring for nature through various engaging activities such as composting, cleanup efforts, foraging, cooking real food. My current focus is on minimizing my consumption of packaged food as much as I can. My vision includes hosting package-free food, cooking, and dinner gatherings, a wonderful opportunity for guests to come together, have a great time, and engage in conversations that revolve around empowering and joyful actions that we can all take to leave a place better than how we found it. I believe that anyone can play a part in this form of leadership. So, here is the question. Do you care for nature?